Hello, my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 128 of the Best Plus Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is talk about a lot of lasagna turkey. Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think they would help. With that being said, here's our list of things to do today. Of course, we're going to go through our daily affirmations for the week. I'm going to talk about what's next. And then we're making a turkey, or ground turkey, I should say, taco lasagna. Sounds pretty yummy, huh? I'm kind of excited about it. We'll see how it turns out. I have to mishmash a couple things, but other than that, you know, it is what it is. All right, I'm going to read you the... all right, I had it all set up here. Where'd they go? Okay. Daily affirmations. Sorry. Okay, so we are starting with the 19th. And that is Friday. I can face challenges with confidence as I pursue my purpose. The 20th, I speak my truth clearly, calmly, and openly. The 21st, I see all situations as an opportunity to learn and grow. The 22nd, I trust my intuition. I use it to guide me toward my divine purpose. The 23rd, today I move ahead in my life with faith, love, and light. The 24th, my time is valuable. I'm allowed to say no. Oop, and oop, I have the other one over here. The 25th, which is, wait, what? Did I put the wrong date? No, I got the right. I thought I put the 28th on there for some reason. Okay. I know my self-worth. I don't need validation from other people. Okay. Sorry, that was a kind of mishmash of things. Okay. I'm having voice issues. I don't know why. Might be allergies, I'm thinking. And I always do a decent voice clearing before I come on here, so I apologize for continuing to do that in your face, kind of. Okay, so our taco lasagna is actually a ground beef recipe, so you know that I'm already substituting. I just want to make a friendly reminder that everything that I make for you, I make for the very first time, period. I have made lasagna-esque type taco meals. I think I've used the lasagna noodles, though. I could be wrong. I probably have done this before. So, I'm using 1 pound of ground turkey. And actually, I do have to confess that this recipe called for 2 pounds of ground beef, but I only had 1 pound of turkey. So, I didn't change the amounts of any of the other things, just as an FYI. Okay, so it said 1 small bell pepper diced, 1 small onion diced, 2/3 cup water, 1/4 cup taco seasoning, 1 can of black beans rinsed and drained, 1 can, that's supposed to say not 1 cup, of the tomatoes with green chilies. And now she mentioned a specific size, which was 14.5 ounces. The diced tomatoes that I get with green chilies are only a 10-ounce can, but I figure if I put 1 can and I had reduced the amount of green beef, wow, ground beef, that I could also reduce the amount of tomatoes with green chilies by 4 ounces. So, if you're going to make the full recipe, it would be 2 pounds of meat and 1 14.5 ounce can of tomatoes with green chilies. This says 8 taco-sized tortillas. That is not what I had, so I'm going to mix-mash a couple things together. 1 can of refried beans and 3 cups of Mexican blend shredded cheese. You're going to preheat to 350, spray nonstick spray on 13 by 9, And in large skillet over medium-high heat, add first 3 ingredients. So your beef, your bell pepper, and your onion. Crumbling the meat as it browns. Cook until meat is no longer pink. Drain well. Then we're going to return the meat mixture to the pan. Add water, the taco seasoning, black beans, tomatoes. Bring to a boil and simmer 10 minutes or until most liquid is absorbed. And I think that's why she didn't mention draining the tomatoes. Plus, you're going to get a little bit of that, like, tomato chili water in there, which is going to add some flavor. Place 2 tortillas, and that's where my other conundrum was. My 2 tortillas did not cover the bottom of the 13 by 9, and she wanted them to overlap. I have smaller than that. So what I did was I'm going to intermix 2 different flavors together, and I'll show you in a minute. And then over the tortillas, spread 1/3 of the refried beans into an even layer. Add 1/3 of the beef and bean mix and sprinkle with cheese. Repeat 2 more layers and end the layers with last 2 tortillas and top with a layer of remaining cheese. Cover casserole with foil loosely tinted and bake 25 to 30 minutes. Remove foil and allow the cheese to brown slightly, and then serve. Top with lettuce, tomato, sour cream, guacamole, salsa, black olives, and green onions, like you would normally put in a taco. All right, so I'm going to put that off to the side here. I think I can do that. All right. So what I mean by 2 different flavors of tortillas is Aldi had this really cool. They're corn and wheat. They're made with corn and wheat. And then they're hatch green chili flavor. But there's only 8, and they're super tiny. They're like street taco size as opposed to regular taco size. So I went and I bought some regular, because all these isn't open yet. And I didn't realize until this morning that this wasn't going to be enough. So I went and got plain or regular corn tortillas, white corn. So I'm going to do a mix mash of 3 to 4, I'm guessing, per layer. So I probably do 2 of each. Make sense? Okay. And then, what was the other thing I wanted to mention? I think that was it for now. Oh, I'm not using Mexican blend shredded cheese, because for some reason my family has like 4 packages of shredded cheese open, and I'm going to use those. So it's like a cheddar jack, an American cheddar, and something else. Little bits and spurts of each one, which should add up to a good amount. And then what I did this morning was I seasoned my turkey. I'm sorry, that sounded kind of creepy. Okay, so on here, on both sides, I flipped, I have paprika. Sorry, I have the windows open again. It's a beautiful morning. Garbage day. I put some steak seasoning. Yes, that's right. I said steak seasoning. And I also put garlic powder. So it's paprika, just little shakes of each. Paprika, garlic powder, and steak seasoning, which has garlic, salt, pepper, you know, those kinds of things. But I like to do a garlic powder, because of the little bit of different note of garlic than, say, you know, minced garlic, or, you know. I don't like to use too much oil, especially since turkey is supposed to be healthy, and I don't want to ruin that fact. So, I decided I was just going to spray my spray. And of course, I don't have any of my... Here, there's this one. I like it because it's got a flat edge, so I can, you know, do a twisty, turny thing. Okay, garbage guy. That'll be enough. I don't know why I didn't. And I did have to defrost it a little bit, but I don't go by the weight on the thing because I don't want to cook the meat. I just want to get the icy bits off. So what I do is I usually hit defrost and then 1, which is meat, and then I just do 1, which is 0.1 pound. And it just brought it to where it needed to be. It took a little bit of ice off of it, and also you know, didn't cook it in the process, which I've had issues with in the past. So I'm gonna let that get started. I have to add our, I didn't forget, I swear. Okay, so I'm getting our, I should just bring all of this over, except the stuff I'm mixing. Sorry, I'm off camera there for a second. Okay, but I decided I was gonna bring all the fixins for this part over. Let me get this in here. This is the small onion. I know it doesn't look small. I need my bell pepper. You need onion in Mexican food. I don't know. It's just my thing. Not my thing. I shouldn't say that. That's not true. I just mean it's the thing to do. And I would be leery of any kind of recipe that didn't, oh man, I left a lot of big chunks on in here. I don't know why. I think one whole side didn't get like broken down. Oh well. It'll be that much more flavor, right? Alright, so we need that to turn a little brown. But, I mean, there's just flavors that go with Mexican food. And one of them I know is corn. And I do understand most people, this recipe did not call for corn. One of them did. And it's not that I picked the one without the corn on purpose. I just liked the other mix of ingredients that were in this recipe. So I will be talking about the book that we started too. Just for a split second, I'm not doing, this is not the cookbook and first look thing. This is just making a meal. And I am going to talk about what I made last week as well. But I did want to point out that I had been doing a lot of desserts and things, baking specifically. So, and this channel is about balancing, and you know, you can have something maybe not so good for you because, you know, what you're eating is so good for you that you can cheat a little. And I don't like to call it cheating because, well, I guess I do a little bit, honestly. It gives it a feeling of like you're doing something wrong, and that feels good in a sense. But the healthiness of the turkey, so the lack of the grease that's going to come off of here, so we're not going to have a lot to drain. It's a quick substitute because, you know, they're pretty much right next to each other in the grocery store. They list the fat content right on them. The flavor profile, if you season it properly, is very similar, and when it all combined with all the seasonings we're going to add, a lot of times you don't even know. Like, I've made chili and spaghetti sauce with ground turkey, and maybe my husband did. Maybe. Only because he's more of a beef guy. But I don't know. I don't mind the difference in flavor. I don't like eating too much beef. My poor cows. I want them left alone. So, yeah. And the thing we're going to talk about what's next, that's just another level of where we're at. I like to reevaluate every once in a while and check and make sure my goals are on point with where I am and what I'm doing. Because if I don't check in, I feel like, ooh, that's hot. And that's on kind of hot too. I feel like I lose sight of things, or I get lazy, or I don't know. I start to focus on other things, and there's bigger goals in mind here. So when I'm sidetracking myself, I often question whether this was a sidetrack that was supposed to happen, and how am I supposed to know the difference? These are the questions I'm asking of you guys today. Like, what is it that scares me about sidetracking or detours? Some people, I don't know. Detours sounds, I don't know, a little less scary. A little bit, because detours can be something that works out to be really, really good. I'm going to drain some of this water off, I think. But, again, you can also feel like you are just lost. So, how am I supposed to know the difference, you know? And when you have goals in mind and things to accomplish and places to go and people to see, you often think that, okay, this is supposed to happen, right? This is happening for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. But then it often gets scary when it seems like every time you sidetrack, you're scared, you know, or worried or whatever. But it just pinpoints your goal that much more. Like, it refines it, I feel like. The sidetrack can either be a devastating one where you're set back a little bit and you'll go, okay, I can recover while I remain calm. Or it can be, you know, just oh, hey, this was supposed to happen. I can see why or what the vision was here. And even if you didn't know what you were doing, your brain obviously did. So those are kinds of things that I talk to myself about pretty regularly. And I like to title it different things. One, because I feel like it hits a little different when you're talking about certain things. I'm so scared. But phrasing it different ways also helps you do. Stop. I'm losing it. I don't want to drop it all in the sink. Here we go. Okay. I just wanted to get some of that water off because we're already going to be, you know, cooking off liquid. And I didn't know if it would hinder kind of doing that. We don't want it wet. Because nobody wants like wet tortillas, you know? Okay, I'm going to have my back to you for just a second so make sure I get all this. Also, some of the liquid from the peppers. Okay. Pour that back in there. Smells yummy, guys. Okay. Ugh, this pan is so freaking heavy. Okay, the next step is we're going to start seasoning. So, I didn't finish bringing the stuff over. Okay, so got my seasoning. I got my pan going, so I'm gonna get my tomatoes in there while they're. See, not too much liquid. I think that's the other reasoning behind it. There wasn't that much in there to begin with. Okay, so it's the. I gotta look at my recipe here. Water, taco seasoning, black beans, and tomatoes. Okay, so let me get the water in there so we don't start over cooking our stuff. And then I got my black beans drained and rinsed in the sink here. So those go in, and we're gonna top it all with our taco seasoning. You can actually make your own taco seasoning. This is something I made for another episode a while ago, so I've gotten good use out of it. A good amount of recipes with it, I mean. It made quite a bit. So. And it's nice when you can monitor the ingredients. That's every bit of why it makes it healthier for you, in a sense. Alright, we can turn that back up. Alright, see how colorful this is? It looks really vibrant. smells super tasty. Alright. Once we get this back up to boil, I think it said, we're gonna need to simmer it for like 10 minutes. Let me just double check and make sure that's the stage we're at. Bring to a boil and simmer 10 minutes or until most liquid is absorbed. Not a lot of liquid in this, I would say. Alright, maybe turn it down too much. I would almost say you could use a little bit more taco seasoning. But I think I'm going to add a little bit of just garlic powder and maybe a little salt if I can find it. Really quick. So, as far as your goals go, how do you determine, well, maybe coriander would be better. Yeah, maybe coriander would be better. What scares you? What makes you feel like you're confident enough that you're going in the right direction? I would love to have feedback. So I'm just going to do a quick sprinkle. Maybe. It's not a quick sprinkling thing, apparently. And a little bit of garlic powder. Oh, that would have been bad. The sprinkle lid, shaky lid, whatever you want to call it, is stuck in here. It's stuck in here a lot. And if I don't check it, I will have a big old pile of garlic powder in our dinner. Okay. So a couple shimmy shakes. I just love garlic powder. I don't know. There's just so many things that hit my senses that just smell so good. I used to make myself garlic butter noodles a lot when I was younger. And I think it brings it all back. Okay. I don't know. We got about 7 more minutes on this, I would say. It is thickening up, even if it's not, you know, not really evaporating so much as, you know, getting absorbed into making it like a nice little sauce. So that's gonna go, I'm gonna say we're on, I don't know, I'm gonna put 5 minutes, only because I feel like I don't have as much liquid as they said. I'm getting grease everywhere. So that's my thoughts on what's next. Like, how do you determine that? Where do your ideas come from? How do you go about sitting down and focusing? I found that reading about what I'm trying to accomplish has greatly improved my situation, and I have to thank really both my kids for just, one, the support is amazing, and two, when I ask, why is this happening? Why does YouTube hate me? They go, Mom, calm down. And then they say, you know, why don't you read about it? Or, I can't remember which one said, take a class. But there's nothing really pinpointing to like YouTube per se, but social media for that matter. It was more just marketing in general, which is not a bad thing. But the library did have quite a few books on, you know, social media marketing, and one on YouTube secrets. I can't tell you. That's been very helpful. That's the only one I've gotten to so far, and even that I'm only halfway through. I think our liquid is absorbing nicely, and I think a good portion of it will be gone by the time this 3 minutes is up. But I do find that I have a hard time sitting down to read when it's not something fun like Magnus and I have been reading. So we finished up Clara and Mr. Tiffany, and probably next episode will be the cookbook and first look on that particular book. I will be making, I think, a healthier version of a New York style cheesecake. Hopefully. I didn't read too much about like other things other than like they went somewhere and there was hot dogs. I think I read, but I don't recall too much of the food. It was more descriptions of the ambiance and what the other characters were doing and that kind of thing. So I might have just gotten lost in the book enough to forget that they mentioned food. But it is up there on one of my favorites. So, and then I'm going to talk with you real quick when I come back from a pause here to talk about the new book we're reading and how it's already pissed me off, but I think that's its job. It's not pissing me off because of the way it's written or anything like that. It actually takes place in Chicago and some of the surrounding neighborhoods. And it's interesting. A lot of the terminology and, street names and things like that. They do call it Oak Lawn Community Hospital, and that's, I think, Christ, because I don't know of any Oak Lawn Community Hospital. But there's Christ, and then there's also Little Company of Mary, but I'm not sure that's in Oak Lawn even. So it's fun to hear like the street names. They mentioned Fullerton and Ashland, and so it's kind of fun in that regard because I know most of that stuff. It's just the topic and things that's really kind of makes me mad. But you'll find out more about it next week. Okay? Alright, I think we just have this minute here, and I think we're perfectly absorbed here. It's it's nicely coated on all of the stuff in here. I wouldn't say anything is missing any kind of flavoring. The tomatoes have kind of melded in with the red and yellow orange peppers. So it's very colorful, pleasing to the eye. And we're going to start assembling here. I'm going to leave this on the actual stovetop, and I think I'm just going to assemble like over here. I'll walk over there to put the meat mixture on. But I'm trying to think, I'm probably going to need 3 tortillas per level, I'm thinking. So if I did like, and they need to overlap in the middle, she said. I don't know why the middle specifically, but there we go. That's done. Alright, settle down. Yep, perfect. Yeah, ready. Alright. So, time for assembly. So I'm probably going to end up using all of these and just compensating with, I don't know what she means by overlapping in the middle. She must have way bigger ones. Although I don't think taco ones are that big, are they? What do you know? Most of them don't have on them what they are. I think I'm going to do 4, guys. I'm not really sure what all is supposed to touch. She said overlapping in the middle. So I do have that going for me. Okay? And then we need to put a third of the refried. You know what? I'm going to heat these up just a smidge because I think it's going to make them a little bit easier to spread. And then I might even use my offset spatula. Let's just, I'm not like trying to cook up. My offset spatula. It's clean. I cleaned it. I live with this thing. It is my, I use it for sweet and savory. It's my friend. I know I'm wearing one. I think I'm going to kind of use this spoon too to scoop it, because I feel like I might be able to use that. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, that helps. See? Like, I think that's almost a third. I'm just a little leery about how this is going to spread, and hope it's not going to rip the tortillas. So I don't know how I'm gonna, maybe that's why 2 is so easy, because you don't have to worry about it moving all over the place as much. So I'm just going to kind of press it around. All right, settle down. And because she has used the nonstick spray, they are physically just moving everywhere. Come on. Alright, I'm trying to hold them in place, as you can see. Hold them in place and get the beans on there at the same time. But I mean, if you got tortillas in your fridge, I mean, by all means, it makes sense to use those. It doesn't have to be corn. She wasn't specific. We like corn better for tacos, but I don't know, this is kind of different, so I think I need a little bit more. This is insane. Okay, come on. Get down there. There we go. Oh, here. This big chunk right here is not even on anything. So let's see if we can get them working together. Come on. So that's what I think about what's next. And what steps are you taking to figure it out? Do you watch my show? You should. Okay. Alright. Okay. I think that's about as even as it's going to get. There we go. Ta-da. Alright, and I'm going to take my pan over here. And again, we're doing 1/3 of the mixture. I really don't think you need 2 pounds of ground beef for this. I really don't. I feel like we have plenty here. I could be mistaken. I think 1/4 cup with 2 pounds of ground beef would not be enough seasoning. That's just my opinion. You can see for yourself. I have quite a bit of... I mean, I did do the vegetables a little bit, but just a little bit. Okay. Now, the real fun is going to be, can we get this to work without moving all this? Oh, I got to get the cheese. Hey, puppy. Alright, so I have a cheddar jack, an American cheddar, and a Colby jack. So I'm going to finish up the Colby jack because, like, there's one sprinkle in here. Maybe 2. So this is all going to be... I mean, you want a good layer of cheese, guys. Like, I realize everything else is healthy, so... And everything you're going to put on it, except for maybe the guacamole and the sour cream, is going to be pretty healthy. So I think you can splurge on a little cheese. It's not like you're going to get all of the mouthful of cheese. Okay, so this is an American cheddar, which I kind of find fun. I don't know how I notice the difference if I taste the American cheese or not, but this chunk of meat needs to go over here. I would say mine's a little smaller than 13 by 9, but that's okay. I have that overflow, so it, you know, catches any of the cheese. So I'm gonna have some nice crispy cheese. And then this is the cheddar jack. So, don't judge. I'm gonna go light on this part because we're actually trying to cut down on meat. So then I'm gonna alternate this way so that this side has the green chili on, and then, well, you saw what I did. kind of have them like alternated. They gotta overlap. Now, how did I do that? There we go. Okay. All right. Oh, this one has a hole in it. What the hell? Okay. There's our second layer. Okay. Same as the first. All right. I'm gonna put you on pause, and I'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys. I'm getting finished up here. I'm on my last layer, which is just the tortillas and some cheese. So, oh, we gotta do cheese under here first. Yeah, I had a couple oopsies while I was making the second two layers. The next layer, I forgot the refried beans, and the layer after that, I forgot the cheese. So, I had to do some skirting around of things. So this tortilla is a little not cooperating. But other than that, it smells amazing. It looks really good. I don't care that it doesn't fill up the whole pan. I'm not really sure that you would get that even with the taco size tortillas. Again, I'm not sure too much what the difference is. I know it's obviously how big the circle is, but I'm not sure. And these actually are called handmade style. These ones I got from Aldi. Where did I read that? I don't know. I just read it somewhere. I know I did. Handmade style, right under the hatched chili. It says it right here. Because they're a little bit thicker, and they're more, the edges are a little bit more uneven, that kind of thing. So, you know, it's a little bit thicker. I don't know if you can tell. So, putting the last of them on. This is exciting. It looks really pretty, guys. You obviously know I'm not going to cook this now because it's like 9:30 in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. But remember when you're making it that you want, that's the second time I've dropped cheese on the floor too. Make sure you put foil on it, tinted, so that the cheese doesn't stick to it. We're going to have no shredded cheese after this. Okay. And then a little cheddar jack. I mean, I think you got to at least be covering up your tortillas with cheese, right? I mean, that is the object of like when you do regular lasagna. The last is like noodles and cheese, or sauce and cheese, something of that nature. All right, I think that's plenty. Maybe. I don't know. I'm conflicted. Alright guys, and that's it for that. I did cut up some green onion and I have some olives in the fridge. So those will be sprinkled on top, and then I'll serve it with maybe a salad. Just to add some more healthiness to the project here. And I'm going to show you real quick here how I'm going to tint it. And again, it's $3.50 for 25, I think it's 25 to 30 minutes. Yeah. And then remove foil and allow the cheese to brown slightly. Okay. There we go. I was getting worried I was too weak. Yeah, we need to get back to the exercises too. I realize I kind of been slacking on those, but I definitely want to do those, so I will keep you posted. So I just kind of make a little, I'm just, you just don't want the cheesy part to touch the other part. That's it. Easy peasy. That only took us, now keep in mind I didn't have everything pre-cut, but we're going on 40 minutes. And a lot of it I did off camera, so that wasn't even us making it. Alright, so this is going to sit over here. And we'll be having that for dinner. I think I'm pretty good about getting wrapped up here. I talked pretty in depth about what's next. Not necessarily for me, but just for us as a whole. To keep our goals going, reevaluation is always key. And you want to make sure that maybe you have a sounding board. Maybe you have somebody to bounce ideas off of. Maybe you find a YouTuber you really like and see if you can reach out to them for mentorship, or just, you know, I mean, that's if you're a YouTuber. I'm just saying, you could reach out for mentorship no matter what you're trying to accomplish, whatever your goals may be. There are programs throughout where you live, I think. We have resources here through community colleges and things like that where you can learn how to do different just job-related things. So those are always things to keep aware of. What is the next thing you want to learn about? What's the next thing that will help you reach where you're going? So it doesn't have to be, you know, a formal education. Libraries are filled with books. Filled. And those books have amazing information, and I love books. So I think that about says it all. And next time, I will be, hopefully it will be next week. I'll keep you posted on social media. So make sure you're following me on Facebook at Kristen Haas, KristinHass, and on Instagram at The Best Blessed Life, and on Twitter at The Best Blessed Life, with life using a 1 instead of an I. And hopefully I'll be able to keep you updated on when the next episode will be. I think I'll probably do one next week because the week after that is my birthday. That's right. I'm going to be the old double nickel. I know. I don't look a day over 25. I know. It's okay. I'm kidding. Alright guys, I think that about covers everything. I've probably beat a dead horse, but we all have to keep in touch with each other to make sure we stay on point, on track. And if you're off track, you want to find out why. So, I think asking yourself what's next often gives you the information you're looking for. Subconsciously, you'll realize what's next. And I think that about wraps it up, guys. I want to thank you all so much for watching and for all the support. It's wonderful, and I'm so grateful. And with that being said, I want you to have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching.